Hello, my grade 10 learners! Welcome to Enjoying English with Mom Joy. Before we proceed, do not forget to like, share, and hit the subscribe button and notification bell for updates of our latest videos. For today's lesson, we are going to talk about the different techniques in public speaking. As we discuss the different techniques in public speaking, we are going to have our objectives. The first one is we define public speaking. The second, differentiate impromptu and prepared speech. And the third one, we are going to identify the techniques in public speaking. As we go on, are you one of those grade 10 students who are very afraid of talking to a large group of people? And this is the time for you to be enhanced and be practice of that speaking skill. Are you afraid of speaking to a large group of audience? Do you want to hide yourself from speaking? Or do you feel belittled when you are seeing a large group of people? We define public speaking as the act or process of making speeches in public. Also, it is an effective way of the oral communication with an audience. There are two forms of public speaking. The first one is the prepared speech. And we define prepared speech as the speaker is given the topic beforehand. And it has a time to research about the topic and can rehearse or practice prior to the delivery of speech. The second one is the impromptu speech. An impromptu speech, the speaker is given a little or no time to prepare. This type of speaking occurs during ambush interview and other gatherings where people are asked to deliver a speech on the spur of the moment. So now, let's differentiate prepared and impromptu speech. For this task, you are going to identify whether a prepared or an impromptu speech is usually used in the given examples or situation. Let's have the first one. You were invited to speak before a commencement ceremony. Is it prepared or an impromptu? The answer is that is a prepared speech. You are right. Let's move on to the next one. You were asked to speak in an ambush interview. Is it prepared or an impromptu? Correct. The answer is impromptu speech. Let's proceed to the third one. You were asked to share your knowledge about the topic on the spot. Is it prepared or an impromptu speech? You are correct again. Awesome. The answer is an impromptu speech. The next one. A youth group requested you to serve as a resource person. What is it? A prepared or an impromptu speech? Correct again. The answer is prepared speech. And the last one. While attending a meeting, you were unexpectedly requested to share your experience in your job. What kind of speech is it? Is it prepared or an impromptu speech? You got it right. The correct answer is impromptu speech. Very good, learners. You already differentiate what is prepared speech and an impromptu speech. So now, this is the time that we are going to experience and you will know the different tips and techniques in public speaking. There are 13 techniques that we are going to discuss for this day. So, let's proceed to the first one. Number 1. Know your purpose. Being sure on your purpose of your speech is synonymous to knowing where to focus your decision. Of course, you would know if you wanted to inform, you wanted to persuade, or you wanted to entertain your audience. Now, tip number 2. Be familiar with your topic. The best way to be familiarized with your topic is to research different details and information about it. You really need to know the details of it so that your audience would know what are the information you are trying to say. Tip number 3. Consider your audience. We cannot please everybody. It is essential to be sure of the kind of people you will be dealing with or you are speaking to. Of course, there are professionals and there are different large group of people that you are going to speak on to. And that is important that you consider your audience. Tip number 4. Plan ahead of time. Cramming will reflect in the way you speak and behave in front of an audience. Be ready and spend a lot of time in preparing for your speech. Tip number 5. Use non-verbal cues. The right amount of gestures at the right time are key elements of public speaking. Moving your hands, moving your head, moving your feet, and moving your body are just an addition to what you are trying to say. Tip number 6. Remain calm. Whether you are delivering a prepared or an impromptu speech, maintaining composure can always be an issue. Remember that your audience is also feeling what you are feeling when you are speaking at the moment. Tip number 7. Practice. Be a good and compelling speaker takes a lot of practice and experience. You may use the mirror and talk to yourself and practice your speech. It gives you a lot of confidence. Tip number 8. Watch your words. One must be careful enough not to use words that might put his or her reliability and reputation into jeopardy. The correct choice of words are very important. Tip number 9. Speak with clarity. One should observe proper pronunciation, stress, intonation, juncture, diction, tone, and pacing when delivering a speech for your audience to know what you are talking about. Tip number 10. Know the essential etiquettes. Being sure on the purpose of your speech is synonymous to knowing where to focus your discussion. Always remember tip number 1. Know your purpose, whether to inform, persuade, or to entertain. Tip number 11. Using visuals when necessary. This should be done in a way that visual aids will not overpower the speech or distract the audience. So you may use PowerPoints or different materials that will be contributed in your speech. Tip number 12. Dress comfortably but appropriately. A speaker, however, should dress in a way that exudes respect and formality. It is really important that your audience respect you and listens to you. Tip number 13. Be open to questions and comments. It is essential to be open to questions, comments, and even criticisms. Do not afraid for the queries. Those criticisms may add and enhance your performances. And those are the 13 techniques in public speaking that will surely help you to become one. So now, let's proceed to our activity for today. So, we are going to have a yes and a no activity. Yes, which means that you agree with the given statement, and no, that you disagree with the given statement. So now, let's proceed. In your notebook, copy and examine the statements. Write yes if the statement must be followed when asked to speak before a specific group of people or audience, and no if not. So, are you ready for the activity? I know that you are very excited with this activity. So, let's start. Number 1. If possible, gather enough information about the topic or theme of your speech. It is a yes or a no. The correct answer is yes. We all know that it is very important that we gather different information and details about the topic of our speech. Question number 2. Avoid questions from the audience. Is it a yes or a no? Okay, so the correct answer is no. It's a no. It is important that we, speakers, are very much welcome with the questions of our audience. Question number 3. If you have a copy of the speech, just read and finish it as fast as you can. Is it a yes or a no? So, the correct answer is a no again. Of course, if you have a copy of your speech, you should speak with clarity and gradually so that your audience will surely understand what you are trying to say. Question number 4. Use gesture to complement the meaning of what you say. Is it a yes or a no? The correct answer is yes. Okay, the movement of your hands, your body, and nodding of your head will give a contribution to the understanding of your speech. Next, question number 5. Make an outline to make sure you do not miss out any important detail in your speech. Is it a yes or a no? The correct answer is yes. An outline will serve as your guide in your speech, whether to begin or to end. Good job, learners! It seems that you really learn a lot with the different techniques in public speaking, and you enjoyed the different activities that we have for today. For your final task for this lesson, you will need to prepare and deliver a speech on a familiar issue, whether it's about COVID or any current issue that we are facing right now. You are free to decide on what issue to discuss, but your speech should only range from 2 to 3 minutes. You will also have to employ the different techniques in public speaking cited in this lesson. Choose from among the specific options provided below on how you may possibly be able to accomplish this task. There are 2 choices in accomplishing this task. The first one is, if you have a gadget that you can use, you may ask for the help of a family member or use an improvised tripod in recording or filming your speech. The final copy of the clip will be shown to your teacher through possible means. The second one, if you have a gadget and a way to connect to the internet, you may ask for a schedule when your teacher can watch your speech delivery through mobile applications like Zoom or Google Meet. I hope that you learn a lot for our today's lesson. And I know that public speaking will just be a piece of cake to you. Do not forget that most people are not born public speakers, but they are trained to become one. And I know that you will be one. Again, this is Mom Joy saying, have a nice day. Bye-bye!